I retired early because of a shoulder injury that ended my career in the trades in Toronto, Canada. It's pretty ironic. Somebody who was doing physical work, who was relying on my body and my hands to earn my living, ended up getting hurt and being unable to work. I actually went on short-term disability, then long-term disability, and before permanent disability became an option, I decided I got to make some big changes. Now, here's what I didn't expect. Moving from Canada to Ecuador in retirement totally changed my life, changed my relationship with movement and health. That shoulder injury, almost completely gone. I'm actually working a construction project here in Olon, Ecuador, down on the coast. Put in a 5-day week, 25 hours, up and down ladders, doing framing, all kinds of physical stuff this week, and yeah, I'm feeling it, but my shoulder feels great. Back feels pretty good. Looking forward to getting back into the routine that I wasn't sure I would ever be able to get back into. Physical work, doing construction work, renovations, things of that nature. Welcome to lesson number 7, retirement lesson number 7 after 3 years of being retired. Today is all about health and movement. Physical, daily exercise, or move it or lose it. It's about how retirement can actually heal your body if you do it right. Now here's a revelation about retirement. Where you retire matters as much as when you retire, and maybe more. In Canada, I was basically trapped in the same cycle, especially with this shoulder injury. It led to a lot more inactivity, led to a really poor mental state. I didn't even want to be around me. More issues, worse health, not sleeping well, and that just spiraled down and down and down. Despite everything I was doing to try to get my shoulder back to relative normal, chiropractic, massage, physiotherapy, acupuncture, all kinds of stuff, was not doing it for me. But moving to Ecuador changed everything. Down here, I don't have a car. I walk everywhere. I walk to the market 2-3 times a week to get fresh food. Walk to the Central Plaza, to cafes, to the beach, to the mountains, wherever I happen to be. Now, what felt like a limitation led me to a new life and liberation. In episode number 6, I talked about how retirement changes your finances and your relationship to money. And it's the same with your body. It responds to the environment in ways that you may not have anticipated. A lot of expats down here have lost weight, their health is improved, they have gone off some or all of the medications that they were on under medical supervision because they're living a healthier lifestyle. And that's directly as a result of a change of environment. Similar to me, they don't have cars, so they walk everywhere. They're eating healthier, they're breathing cleaner air, they're drinking better water, they're enjoying a much more relaxed pace of life, and they're out moving, walking, getting exercise every day. Not by going to the gym and having a personal trainer and all that stuff. If that's your thing, knock yourself out. But if it's not, you can incorporate movement into your daily life instead of, oh, now I have to go and do my exercise. Your body doesn't care that you're retired. It was designed to move. And in the absence of movement, things start breaking down. Happened with my shoulder. I was 50, 51 when I had to come off the tools. And the next couple of years weren't great. I was told this will heal itself over time. There's nothing we can do or you can do. Just relax and enjoy your life. Don't push it, and it will come back to normal. And here we are, 3.5 years later, and it's almost there. Now, the question isn't, what kind of exercise should I do? The question really is, what kind of health do I want to have when I'm 75 years old, or 80, or 85? Do I want to be the kind of person that needs help to get their groceries into their house? Or do I want to be the person who, at 85, is healthy and strong and is able to help my neighbors, my same age, get their groceries into their place? Now, my daily routine, and I was doing this before I left Canada, every day I start with yoga, 15 to 20 minutes, and that sets the tone for the rest of my day. There's a quote, can't remember who said it, that the first hour is the rudder of the day. I start my day with yoga, 15 to 20 minutes, plus meditation, and then in the evening, about 45 to 60 minutes of yoga, and then meditation, and then to bed. And my quality of sleep down here is fantastic. I wasn't sleeping well in Canada. The shoulder injury, if I moved the wrong way while I was sleeping, that would wake me up and I'd be in pain and unable to go back to sleep. And when you're not sleeping well, everything else goes downhill pretty quickly with your health. Now, the real magic happens when you step outside down here. Everything's walkable. So I'm in Olon. I can see the Pacific Ocean from where I am right now. You can walk to the beach in about 20 minutes, down to the market, down to restaurants, cafes, whatever you want. There's a big social element in that as well. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm out physically walking, looking at the environment, listening to the birds, meeting people as I go everywhere. It's a totally different lifestyle down here. The environment is completely different. And it has helped me to heal my body and my mind in the 2.5 years that I've been down here. The secret isn't finding time for fitness. It's building movement and fresh nutrition into the structure of your daily life. And that's just part of life down here in Ecuador. That is the environment. That was not the environment in Canada. Not for me. Now, here's something I've learned from other expats down here. Your environment either supports your health or sabotages it. And I've seen a lot of people down here, when they got here, they were overweight, on all kinds of meds, they weren't sleeping well, and they figured, okay, this is going to be the rest of my life. I'll just go to a place where the weather's nicer and I can relax. And they chose not to buy a car. They're walking everywhere. They're going to the market. They're buying fresh food. Again, clean water, clean air. GMOs, by the way, are banned by the Constitution of Ecuador. So when you go to the market, you're getting proper foods with a lot less chemicals than I was consuming involuntarily in Canada. And that alone starts to improve your health. And then add in the walking and add in all the other exercise that you get and the fresh air and everything else. And it's this virtuous circle that takes you to much better health. And like I said, a lot of these expats have sworn off their meds under medical supervision because they're in a state of health now where they don't need those things. They're not eating crap food. They're not going for fast food and greasy this and whatever. They're preparing their food, or they're going to places where the food is much fresher. And the coffee is better. And the social elements are better. Everything in the environment down here, for me, is way better than it was in Canada. Your body responds to what you ask of it. If you don't ask anything of it, it's not going to deliver anything. If you do ask of it, it will deliver to you. Now here's the bonus. When movement becomes part of your daily life instead of something you have to remember to do, everything improves automatically. My sleep is better, way better down here, especially when I'm outside of city centers. Can't hear traffic here. I'm not a fan of the birds at 6 a.m., but don't need an alarm clock. You just adapt to the flow of life, to the rhythm of life down here. And again, it's part of that virtuous circle. The biggest surprise? Social connections. The connections that you make just going about your daily business, walking around. Instead of driving around, you actually get to interact with people. And that may be more a mental health consideration than a physical health consideration, but the two are very well connected down here. Movement doesn't just maintain your body. It integrates you into life. That's exactly what I'm delving into next week in lesson number 8 of 8. Social outlets or social connections in retirement. If you're finding value in the series, if you're liking this video, please drop a like. If you're watching these videos and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll get an alert when new videos come out. If you have any comments, questions, observations, please drop a comment. I would love to hear your experiences in retirement, especially if you retired abroad, whether it's Ecuador or elsewhere. It made a huge difference for me and continues to make a huge difference for me and a lot of other expats that I've met in my almost 3 years down here now. Now, if you're not inclined to retire internationally or you just want to get more movement into your day, what can you do? If the cafe or the grocery store or convenience store is just 2 or 3 blocks away and the weather's nice, Why not walk there and spend more time walking and less time in your car? More time actually getting out and being face to face with people. It makes a huge difference. When I have an option to walk versus taking a bus or a taxi, I almost invariably opt to walk. And a lot of the time I'll end up having interactions or taking pictures of things that I would have completely missed if I was in a bus or a taxi. If you haven't seen lesson number 6 about finances in retirement, I'll leave a link to that in the description. Well worth a look. I dropped a lot of truth bombs in that one. Now please subscribe. I'm looking forward to see you in episode number 8, Social Connections, or Social Outlet in Retirement. Thanks for stopping by. Happy trails. See you out on the road.